park like an asshole, get woken up in the middle of the night. So there's this street I bike down every single day to get to work and back home. It's got this bike lane that runs between where cars park and the sidewalk, which sounds great in theory, but is basically a nightmare in real life. The problem is people constantly park in the bike lane, not just a little bit over the line, but like halfway into it, sometimes completely blocking it. And when you're on a bike going 15 miles an hour and suddenly have to swerve into traffic because some idiot parked where they shouldn't, it gets pretty scary pretty fast. I've been biking this route for like 2 years now, and I swear I have never, not once, made it the whole way without seeing at least 3 cars illegally parked in the bike lane. It's like these people think the bike lane is just extra parking space. Most of the time, I just deal with it. I slow down, check for cars, and merge into traffic to get around whatever vehicle is blocking my path. It's annoying, but not worth starting a fight over. But last Friday night changed everything. I was biking home from this bar downtown around 3 a.m. I'd had a few drinks with some friends, nothing crazy, but just enough to make me feel a little bolder than usual. The streets were pretty empty since it was late on a weeknight. I'm cruising down my usual route when I see this massive work van parked not just in the bike lane, but completely blocking it. This thing was parked literally against the curb of the sidewalk. There was zero space to get around it on the bike lane side. And this wasn't like a quick stop to run into a store or something. The van had been there for a while because the engine was cold and there were no hazard lights on. Someone had just straight up decided the bike lane was their personal parking spot. I had to completely stop, lift my bike over the curb onto the sidewalk, walk around this massive van, then lift my bike back down into the street. The whole thing took like 5 minutes, and I was getting more pissed off by the second. That's when I noticed something beautiful. This van was covered, and I mean covered, with business advertising, company name, services, and right there on the side, in huge letters, a phone number. Now, normally I would have just grumbled to myself and moved on, but it was 3 a.m. I had a couple drinks in me, and I was tired of people treating the bike lane like their personal parking space. So I pulled out my phone and dialed the number. It rang like 8 times before this groggy voice answered. "Hello? Hi there," I said super politely. "I'm calling because your work van is currently parked, completely blocking the bike lane on 5th Street. Could you please move it?" There was this long pause, and I could hear him trying to wake up and figure out what was happening. "What? What time is it?" "It's about 3 a.m., I said, still keeping my voice really friendly. "Your van is illegally parked and blocking the entire bike lane. I just had to climb over the sidewalk to get around it." "You called me at 3 inches the morning about parking?" he asked, and now he sounded more awake and pretty annoyed. "Yep," I said, "just like how your illegal parking forced me to stop my commute home at 3 inches the morning." Then I hung up. I didn't stick around to see if he actually came out to move his van. I just lifted my bike back onto the sidewalk, walked around his truck, and continued home with the biggest grin on my face. The next morning, I biked past that same spot on my way to work, and the van was gone. I have no idea if he moved it that night or just left early in the morning, but either way, I'd made my point. Waking up someone at 3 a.m. because of their inconsiderate parking felt like perfect justice.